What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Today's video, man. Today's video is going to be some heat because we got some internal conflict, and the things I'm going to show you from the moment we start the video to I think the video is 4 minutes long as far as clips and everything. I mean, it's crazy. All right, it's crazy. And Bryce Young, he might get a little bit of a pass. All right, film studies coming Wednesday or Thursday. I think we're going to go live for sure on Thursday, 8 o'clock Central Time. That might be the new day. All right, so 8 o'clock Thursday, moving forward, that might be the new day for lives. But I'm telling you today, today's some heat. All right, we picked up a new hobby. We're going to try out the guitar because this season, I need something to do on Sunday, so I'm not stressing out watching these games, all right? Let's get into this thing. So as we jump into this video, like I said, there's going to be heat from the moment we start to the moment we finish, man. Let's get into it.
You mentioned the looks for the snap and the pre-snap. You had 2 drives that were around 5 minutes each, with very limited first down earned.
Yeah.
How do you guys kind of, I don't want to say more urgency, but like, how do you get this snap off quicker? Or is that strategic that you guys are?
Now, see, when I was watching the game, I was like, okay, this has to be strategic. They're letting that clock run almost to zero every single time. And I was like, okay, Dave wants to be a run-first offense, even though we got all these pieces, all right, around the board. I guess this is what we're going to do, right? Run the clock to zero and then snap it. But take a look at what Dave says right here.
Yeah, no, it's not. That's something that we want to get better at. So we'll be attacking that this week.
So if that's the case, all right, if that's the case, it's not strategic. We're going to take a look at some first half plays, all right? Just first half. I didn't do second half, just first half alone. Right here, 2-1 on the play clock. Right here, 1 second left. And you see a high snap right here. I almost wonder if that was the reason for the high snaps. The play clock almost running to zero. Bryce Young trying to get everybody lined up and everything. And on top of that, they got dominated in the trenches, just like 2 years ago. All right, and this year you add Eric Armstead in the middle. The dude's like, what, 6'7", 6'8", maybe 6'6". On top of that, you saw the Jaguars, man. They filled the gaps, whether it was the A gap, whether it was the B gap. And it seemed like Corbett, man, was just nervous on top of that play clock. Like, he's got a lot on his plate, all right? And that clock's going down to 2-1 like almost every other play. Right here, 1 second again. And it actually is going to hit zero, right? It hit zero before Bryce Young has it. So this went from a 3rd and 7 to a potential 3rd and 12. Now, they don't throw a flag here. And I'm pretty sure this is the one where they're going to let the edge come on the outside, all right? And Mr. TMC is going to be the hot read right here. But we're not focused on offense. All right, that'll come later, like I said before. Keep it going, though. And then on 2nd and 10 right here, 1 second left. All right, jump to the next one. 2 seconds left right there on 3rd and 11. And the crazy part about this is right here. It's 1st and 10. All right, they're going to motion tremble. That's so close to zero. So you have 1st and 10 on the Jaguars 41. And it's this close to being a 1st and 15. This close to being a 1st and 15. Go back to some of these other ones real quick. 3rd and 11, 2 seconds left. They get it out. But imagine 3rd and 11 versus 3rd and 16. Once again, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 versus 2nd and 15. I mean, you get where I'm going, right? Like this, it's unacceptable for the Panthers to be happening in year 2. I can't tell for sure if it's Bryce or Dave, to be honest with you, or if it's something else in between. Right there, 3rd and 8, 1 second left. All right. It's not a good look either way. Let's keep it going, though, because like I said, there's a lot today.
7 straight games of giving up 200 or more rushing yards. You brought up the tackling. Like, do you just have to get back to basics, or is this a matter of adjusting the scheme given what's happened as a trend?
Yeah, coming off the film, I mean, the scheme was there. You know, we got to get guys down. We had a couple of TFLs available for us early on in the game.
Now, right here, you're going to hear Dave actually kind of call out a player. And that's what everyone's in the comments yesterday. I appreciate everyone who watched the video and left comments, all right? You're going to hear him actually call out somebody. And Dave is known as kind of the nice guy who doesn't do that, but take a listen.
The big 70-yarder was really like a free player. We got a free player. We got 2 guys outside, 2 guys in the D gap. And we're trying to spill that so Trey Merritt could be in position to make that play, and they cut us off. And so then all of a sudden he's got a decision to make. Do I jump inside or hop back out? And the ball got popped out there, and Nick Scott had a chance to make that tackle, didn't get him down, and these are the things.
I'm kind of shocked he actually called out Nick Scott, right? because there was another player on this play who kind of took himself out of position too. But I'm happy he's starting to address some people. Now, I don't want him calling out everybody, right? But I mean, we got to be accountable here. So as we break down this 70-yard run, we're going to look at it from the end zone angle, split zone play right here. We're going to break down kind of how all this works and really what went wrong for the Carolina Panthers, all right? Here's a look at it from the end zone angle. We're going to slow it down in a second. That way it's a little bit easier to break down, all right? Let's take a look right here. First thing we notice is what? We see a motion. Now, motion can be one of two things. If it's a pass, we're trying to figure out if it's man or zone coverage. The other reason is if it's a run play, we're trying to get the defense to bite this way and then bring it back on that backside, right? So take a look what happens right here. So as we break this play down, like I said before, first thing we're going to see is motion. Now I want you to watch Trevin Wallace right here. Look where he's lined up on that outside foot of that center right there. Let the play develop. Obviously motion's coming. He's going to follow that right there. So he went from outside right there to now he's playing inside of that right guard's foot. You see what motion does? Because if the Jaguars cut this thing back, look at the hole right here. So just seeing how they took Trevin Wallace out of position, right, just with the motion. Let's say we didn't know the play. In theory, right? So let's say right guard right here and center, they're going to double team this. Center's going to block down, work second level, pick up Trevin Wallace, all right? We're going to work right here, work right here. Look at the hole. Look at the hole based just on this play right here, all right? But that's not the play, right? The play is a split zone. And what that means is we're going to take the front side tight end. We're going to have him crash down on DJ Wanham right here. So now you get an idea of how this play is starting to work, right? They're all going to block down as you're going to see right here. Bang, 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 all right, and bang right there. Now with all that being said, Trevin can still make a play on this ball, right? And then DJ Wanham is obviously getting picked up by that front side tight end right there. But with all that being said, what did Dave Canales say? He said he was trying to do a spill technique, all right, where you force ETN to bounce it back to the outside. So as we let the play develop, you're going to see the center right here. They're going to double team the defensive tackle right there. That's going to allow Trevin to potentially play the A gap, but take a look what happens. Trevin's then going to watch the front side end right here who's going to pick up DJ Wanham. Let the play develop. Trevin doesn't even see A-Shun coming right at him. He's going to get blocked by his own guy right there. And what did Dave Canales say they were trying to do? They were trying to force this thing to the outside, all right? That way Trayvon could play that right there. So essentially, even though Trevin gets blocked by his own guy right there, it's still kind of working in theory. Let it develop a little bit more. ETN does a nice move. All right, I'm not even going to hate. ETN does a nice move. Acts like he's going to the outside. Trayvon's going to bite on that right there. Bang. All right, Trayvon bites on that. Now it's up to Nick Scott. And you see what happened right there. So you see right here, the Panthers really could have stopped this, to be honest with you. And that's something I noticed about Trevin. All right, if he can't hit that hole right there and he has to hesitate, this happens a lot where he gets sucked in and then bang, the running backs bounce it out. Why do you think it happened so much last year, right? This is why we need another inside linebacker. I do think there's a lot of potential with Trevin Wallace, but you can't have this right here. Like, you can't have this, all right? And then Nick Scott being, 20 yards back right here and then missing, it's not a good look either, all right? But this is why the Panthers need an inside linebacker. This is why the Panthers need a different safety. You know, you remember Damani Richardson, right? Where was he on? Just wait. We're going to get to that in a second. Let's keep it going.
Day on Turf Orton.
Yeah, Turk's got he's got a hamstring. He's gonna miss a little bit of time. So I think right now it looks like it's gonna be in that 2 to 4 weeks somewhere, that kind of range. But we got an MRI on him today. So and he was having a fantastic game. He had 4 tackles.
That's so upsetting to hear because he was making plays in the backfield, right? Everyone talked about, he's a good pass rush guy. He was making plays in the backfield. All right, it's unfortunate that he's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks. Him and Derek Brown, man.
Calling standpoint, specifically on that 4th and 1.
Ooh, here we go.
Differently, or do you still like the play call after watching tape?
See, Dave made a face here when I was watching the press conference. He's like, we liked our matchup. I'm like, Dave, what are you talking about? He was right. We're going to look at the film in a second.
After watching tape.
We had good matchups. We had what we wanted. We just got to execute it,
He didn't call out somebody, but we're going to.
And that's kind of what we went back to. And, Bryce and I had that conversation. It was like, he liked the call. We had guys in good matchups, and we just got to execute.
So let's do a little background, shall we, real quick. It's 4th and 1. All right, if they score here, though, it's potentially 10 to 20. All right, second half essentially just started. So there's a little bit of hope. On top of that, though, I can't let Dave completely off the hook because he ran it first, second, and third down. All right, when you're getting beat in the trenches, trying to shove Chuba up the middle. So I can't let Dave off the hook too much. However, this 4th and 1 play call, it was money. And you're like, okay, empty spread right here. Jags look to be playing it, but they look confused too. How is this money? Bryce Young throws it away. Potentially could have hit Sanders right here, right? But who was he trying to hit? XL, and that's what Dave says in the press conference. Bryce Young was expecting XL, all right, to go back here to essentially give him a jump ball, which is one reason the Panthers drafted him. Now you're like, okay, what does that have to do with the play? The play was money. The play was money. Let's break down why. Bryce Young is essentially reading this defender. Essentially a cover 2 look, but like I said before, the Jags were confused. All right, he's reading this DB. If he drops down and picks up XL, we're going over the top and vice versa. You see that DB, he's on top of T-Mac. All right, so what's the read? It's 2XL. XL, my guy, what are you doing? Okay, ball snapped right here. When are you going to look at Bryce Young? And at first I got confused. I'm like, this is on Bryce Young, but then I realized, wait, it's 4th and 1. It's 4th and 1. It's not 4th and goal. It's 4th and 1. If XL turns his head right here, it's a first down. It's literally a first down. But why can't Bryce hit XL when he finally turns his head around? Because Yosh right here is essentially going to allow inside pressure right there. That's going to force Bryce Young to scramble. And by the time Bryce is ready to throw it, you got that defender playing it, right? So now he's going to wait it out, figure out what XL is going to do next. And like Dave said, just miscommunication all around. But the play was here. It's 4th and 1. It's not 4th and goal. XL, turn your head around. Like, all you needed was a yard. But he's trying to get 6 right here, right? Take a look right here. When he turns his head around, he's trying to get 6. All they needed was 1 yard. And the funny thing about this, guys, is I don't know how long this video is going to be, but we got a lot more stuff to get to. All right, on the live stream, we're going to go over it all again. But this isn't even the most frustrating thing from Sunday. Let's keep it going.
That's supposed to be a rub route, and did T-Mac run the right route?
On the 4th and 1, no, it was not. Yeah.
You guys have talked about being the developmental staff.
Yeah.
On offense, it seems like a lot of the
Here we go.
guys are getting playing time. On defense, not really. So what goes into the decisions on, hey, we want to make success, or do we want to develop these guys?
Yeah, well, I'm pushing that. I'd love for all of our young guys to play. I really believe that it's so valuable for those guys to be out there. Are they going to be perfect? No.
That conversation you've had to have with EJ.
I just collectively as a staff, it's just like, hey guys, let's play these young guys. We're going to need everybody.
You guys aren't ready for what happens next. You're not ready. So, first thing we're going to take a look at is Princely right here. Let's take a look when Princely played. So you see first quarter, second quarter. Okay. And not just special teams. All right. Some first quarter, some second quarter. And that was really about it. Because if you take a look right here, third quarter, all right, special teams. Fourth quarter, special teams. Fourth quarter, special teams. So you're telling me Princely only played the first half? Oh, but we're not done. And then we take a look at Nick Scorton, all right? When did Nick play? Second quarter, but that's just special teams. Special teams, second quarter. Third quarter? So you're telling me these two never played together. You played one in one half, and you played one in the other half. The reason this doesn't make sense is because you needed edge help, right? Badly. Tershawn Wharton goes down. Now, obviously, not quite the same position as the edge guys, right? And then Patrick Jones had an ankle sprain or something like that. You play one half and then one the other half. And we're not even done yet. That's not even the worst part. Let's take a look at who's next right here. Let's take a look right here. Next up is Damani Richardson. Oh, this is going to shock you. Let's take a look at Damani right here. All I see is special teams. I'm like, okay, let's switch to defense right here. Nothing. Based on this, right, where I do all my film from, Damani Richardson did not play as a safety for the Carolina Panthers in week 1. unless I'm missing something, somebody please break down why Damani Richardson did not play at safety. It's getting hard to defend Xavier at this point. I'm going to be honest with you. It's getting really hard to defend him at this point. I told you today we were going to bring that heat. I told you we were going to bring that heat today. And we look at the film on Thursday or tomorrow. All right, we're going live on Thursday for sure. Film might be tomorrow. We'll see. But you're going to see, while Bryce was to blame, there was a lot of things that went wrong. So with all that being said, stay tuned, man. Content coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Panthers devices out. Peace.